Today we are going to have a comprehensive lesson to cover everything you need to know about the idiom I have no clue. We will talk about its meaning, synonyms, other ways to express not knowing, and a few additional tips. To begin, I searched the meaning of this idiom in Cambridge Dictionary, and this is the result: to be completely unable to guess, understand, or deal with something. For example, who invented algebra? Do you know? I don't have a clue. I don't know that. Or, do not ask my grandfather how to use this cell phone. My grandfather doesn't have a clue about cell phones. Okay? In order to understand the real meaning of this practical idiom, I want you to use your imagination. Imagine you have just traveled to another city and everything is new to you because you have just traveled there. While you're walking on the street, someone who is looking for an address asks you, "Do you know where the city hall is?" In this situation, you have no idea about locations. So you say, "Sorry, I have no clue." Therefore, I have no clue means I have no idea, or simply, I don't know. Just be careful that this idiom is informal. We don't use it in formal situations. In formal occasions, if you use this idiom, it might sound a little implied. So we can say, like, for example, "I'm afraid I don't know," or "I'm afraid I'm not sure." These are some expressions that you can use instead of "I have no clue" in formal situations. Other ways to say "I have no clue" are "I haven't a clue," "I don't have a clue," or "I'm clueless." I'm clueless. The word clueless can also mean illiterate. Excuse me for my super bad handwriting. Illiterate means knowing little or nothing about a particular subject. Do you remember the example I made about my grandfather? My grandfather is cell phone illiterate. Okay? We can also use short forms. They are easier. No clue, not a clue. So when a person says something and you don't know the answer or you have no idea, you can use these short forms. Who is that man talking to the boss? No clue. No clue. Instead of saying, "I haven't a clue" or "I don't have a clue," I simply said, "no clue." How to use this perfect idiom correctly and naturally. Tip number one: use "on" or "about" after this idiom. Okay? So after "I have no clue," when we want to use a preposition, we use "on" or "about." Tip number two: you can also use "that" and all WH words like why, when, what, again, after the idiom. Pay attention to these examples. Tip number three: you can use "as to" before WH words. For example, And the last thing to mention, you can use this idiom in gerund form. Gerund form means ing form of the verb. So instead of saying have no clue, we say having no clue when we want to use this idiom as a subject of a sentence. For example, and now we are practicing some other idioms with the same meaning.